wanted to share something I guess, I came to the conclusion to. This is a, this is just like a fun build. What I was trying to do is just be like a healer, like a supporter, right? So I started with no hesitation, and I leveled it up, and physic and incandescent these work pretty well, and I wanted like a triangle and a square weapon, right? I ended up using this one for a while, but I got the pack where you get all the DLCs and all that. And yeah, I can see why a lot of people were using this weapon. Probably not for the reason I'm using it, but for the purposes of what I'm doing, it works really well. And it's just like strand and fire for the prismatic. So the idea is I really honestly just wanted to be a support class. But I also wanted like things to do stuff for me while I'm doing the support stuff because I'm worried about like shooting my teammates to heal them, right? But I also need to like output damage to be part of the team. So I was thinking of okay, what does that? And the prismatic Hellion works pretty well. It does pretty good fire damage, and yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then for a while, I was using Feed the Void, and it's nice. It's good, but I wanted to be more creative, right? So I went with Weaver's Call, and this does something that I didn't know it could work so well, where it's dealing damage and defeating targets generates perched threadlings. So the threadlings do pretty good damage. They're almost like the Hellion, and you can just like generate them forever, like if you're just shooting. So if I'm just shooting and I'm doing this, and I'm like getting elemental buffs and all these other ones don't matter that much, like Facet of Purpose and Facet of Dawn. These are nice to have because like you make your team radiant with this one and whatever, right? That's like barely anything supportive. This is mostly for you, which is good and all that. But what's really happening is the implement of curiosity, because you're already using a solar weapon, so you get the radiant from this too. So there's like two places you can get radiant from, or three. So great. Next, you can get the threadlings with Horde Shuffle, and then you're spawning threadlings like that when you're doing unravel targets. That's why we're using the strand weapons. And then you get Elemental Coalescence to go with your fire and your strand, and Pack Tactics, which constantly triggers because you're always getting threadlings. So like this is always happening. So you don't have to worry about the square for unstoppable champions because you just do it automatically, and it's so cool. Look, I'll show you because just by shooting anything, right? I can shoot anything, and then I'll constantly have threadlings. So there goes the pack tactics. So I'm just shooting, and then you just get it. You constantly get threadlings. They just happen by themselves. Like I have to do literally nothing. I just have like infinite threadlings. So which is super super nice. And that ends up like causing like this crazy chain reaction, like to all the enemies. So the idea is like you're shooting dudes, right, and you're looking out for your teammates, but your threadlings are also doing crazy stuff too. And I have the war mine set, so every once in a while I have like a really big explosion, and like almost every time you have your threadling thing pop out, your dingle, you're gonna have your war mine thing up too. So like almost every time you see a tingle, it's gonna be this big satisfying explosion, and it like you don't really have to do anything to make it do that. You're just shooting your weapon, which is pretty crazy. I think uh, I think that's pretty wild. and you don't have to worry about like a champion either. So like that's just using the weapon. So what you should be doing, right? You should be like popping your grenade, then using this, right? And then you have your turret, and then you have you're just like an explosion thing. All you do is make explosion. It's so cool. It's like almost like Warframe. This is satisfying. Boom. That like Warmine explosion, best explosion. And it's so easy to proc. That's like that's what sold me on me messing around when I could finally do that. So cool. Okay, so let's show like what the champion, right? So this is this one, unstoppable. This is the one we wanted. So if we're just shooting an unstoppable, right, it's gonna be tricky like that. But if we do this, it procs the thing. Like now he's stopped without me having to change my weapon. That's so cool. And it's just with the regular, like regular weapon. That's not accounting like, I could do slice, and I could do service of Luzaku. So with the service of Luzaku, it's even crazier. You just do this. You have like a bajillion threadlings everywhere because this thing spawns a threadling, a little nest. So your threadlings are buffed because of like pack tactics. So they're just like going crazy. They just blow everything up. It's really fun to do. And you'll always have a big old explosion. I think this is like probably the funnest build I think the ice build is pretty fun too, but this one feels fun without like effort. Because I don't really have to do anything. And that wasn't even like I wasn't even using the melee. So like you use your melee, you use this, you just have freaking threadlings everywhere. They just do whatever you want. It's pretty crazy. Look at that. I think it's so cool. But yeah, and then I still don't have the catalyst, so I can't pick this up. If I could, then that's like a pocket explosion whenever I want. But it does it anyway. Like I get enough threadling stuff anyway. So I have two weapons that can heal, right? Like I'm like this. I'm like healing my friends like this, and then when healing with my heavy, and then I'm causing explosions. And if I want to do like sever or like yeah, I can use this. So here's like everything I'm using. Which this one's not needed. This first weapon, you don't really need it. But it has slice binary orbit, which I like. I like that it's fast and it's a strand weapon. No hesitation with physic and incandescent. Just regular service of Luzaku. And then I have the Warmind set. I have all 4 pieces. So when I destroy a Tangle, it explodes like crazy. So final blows with solar abilities, which I have. It just works like really well together. I think this is a fun set to, and I have speaker sight for my healing grenade. So it's like I'm trying to heal. I started off just like really trying to heal everybody, and then I considered using this weapon, the Decatur. It's really good. I probably need to make an ice build with this one because it gives everybody frost armor, and heals them, which is I would say better than this. But the synergy between this build as a whole works really well, so I'm not mad at it. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to share. It's it's pretty crazy fun, and it's really not that hard to get. Like you can have no hesitation with the regular without physic, because you get incandescent right away. Like this is like the level 1, not even the level 1, level 0 thing. So that's perfectly fine. this weapon can be changed out for like whatever. If it's a strand weapon, that's great. And it's a triangle weapon, that's great too. You really don't need Service of Luzaku either. This is just like puts like stupid like stupid threadlings everywhere, which is good because like it works with this. So you have Fever and Chill, Horde Shuffle, Impact Tactics are really doing the hard work there, and Elemental Overdrive. I guess everything, right? Radiant Shrapnel, more Scorch, Elemental Overdrive, Refresh Threads, Pack Tactics, Elemental Coalescence, Horde Shuffle, Fever and Chill. Really fun.